Hello. Welcome back to another Plod. And today I am joined, of course, by my lovely co-host, Charlie from Charlie Book Reads. And today we have our Canadian contingent. We have Camilla Bellamy from Haste Books and the lovely Jess from Stalking Kafka. And yeah, we're going to get into all things Women's Prize. I expect we will probably touch on other prizes we usually do. But yes, welcome. So let's start with the general question. What have been your thoughts on this year's long list? You can talk fiction, you can talk non-fiction, you can talk both, or you can talk, well, preferably you talk one of them. Or both, not neither. But Camilla, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Well, first, thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be here. Yeah, the long list for nonfiction. I'll start with that. I was really pleasantly surprised by it. I did think they went a little bit too British and too European, so I think there was not as much as diversity as there was like the previous year. But I still, and I've been reading through it, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And in terms of fiction, I don't know. I've been a bit disappointed. And I've been disappointed by what I've read so far as well. So yeah, that's my initial thoughts. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, we'll dive into that in a minute. Jess, what have been your initial thoughts?
Okay, well, I mean, I haven't really followed the nonfiction prize the way I should, so apologies for that. I'm really interested in the Nina Cherry memoir because I remember Nina Cherry and Buffalo Stance from back in the day, and so I think it'll be very interesting to read once I could get my hands on it, which I have not. Well, I could order it from overseas, but I haven't been able to get my hands on it here. And then in terms of the Women's Prize long list, I actually predicted 3. I know you all were saying that 5. I don't know how many you predicted, Camilla.
Fiction, only 1.
Fiction, yeah. So I guess the ones that I predicted I'm interested in. There's The Artist by Lucy Deeds, which I haven't gotten. Yeah, I don't think it's out. I'm not sure. And I just picked up Nesting and want to start that one. And I'm almost finished reading Crooked Seeds, which actually I didn't predict. I'm trying to remember which is the third one that I did predict. I should know this. I can't remember now. Whoops. Anyway,
so what's your prediction?
I was kind of disappointed. Here's, and I don't think we should spend more time talking about this book, and so I'm going to be a jerk and bring it up. But yeah, so there's the whole All Fours thing, which I think it's on the Carol Shields Prize long list.
Yeah,
long list, so annoyed by that. And I've read Elizabeth Strout and don't understand the whole. I don't know. You just have to, I guess, immerse yourself in the Strout world, and I feel like I don't want to give my energy and time to it. Not that there might not be something there. And then the other thing is, of course, all the controversy about. I've forgotten how to pronounce her name.
Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie.
Yeah, and I had read her book. Which one was it? The title is The Sun, something The Sun, and I really, really enjoyed it.
After Yellow Sun, I think.
Yes, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I was disappointed when I had first heard about this controversy, and I actually feel as though it's probably maybe more complex. Somebody shared with me an interview that Trevor Noah had with her, and I'm going to go and watch it because I want to try to understand it a little bit better. But anyway, yeah, those were my general thoughts. Not very different, I think, from maybe other people who have been on. I don't know.
It's always good to hear.
Yeah. No Canadians. And don't.
That's the biggest reaction.
I know, yeah.
I've been paying more attention to the Carol Shields Prize. I've been paying more attention to the Carol Shields Prize long list just for that reason.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got some people with us. So I'm just going to say a quick hello to those in the comments. Say hello, lovely people. A mixture of plodders and booktubers and Alice's mum. Hello, Jane.
That's what Alice is.
Does that do the heart thing?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I do the hearts for Jane because especially I could do hearts for lots of people, but especially because I just
only the host can do it. Only the hosts have the power.
No, it's not
No,
the
you have
English
to have
literature.
a
No,
map.
we can get guests doing it
Okay.
as well. If you've got an apple, not an
Yeah.
actual fruit.
Yeah.
apple, but-
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
like
so-
a physical apple?
No, no. I
An Apple computer?
mean, that might work as well. You can try. I don't know. Like we've not actually had any guests get an actual apple.
I'm gonna drink some more coffee. Okay.
Yeah, we were
Oh,
teaching Eric to do fireworks, and I think we've had some other guests do some different things as well before.
It used to be like if you put your thumbs up, the thumbs up would go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on Zoom.
I think you have to switch. Your computer you have to have permission to do it.
Oh,
Enabled or whatever.
Mm.
Yeah.
You might not have
So,
permission.
Camilla, you said you've been disappointed with the books you've read so far for the Women's
Delve.
Prize. We need more information. On
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, there's the two that I already read were the Ministry of Time and the Safe Keep. And they're the two that I didn't predict, but I had put them on my maybe they will be. But sometimes I actually, when I've read a book, I take it off the prediction list because I'm just like, is it that good? I personally, like, I really enjoy the Ministry of Time. Do I think it belongs here? I don't know. I didn't actually enjoy the Safe Keep that much. All Fours was, Jess and I talked about it.
yeah, we already talked about it. We're like, we don't want to talk about it because we don't want to give it any more.
I know.
Oh, you go ahead. We can trash it if you want to.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, you don't have to trash it. No.
Gemma's waiting there with her salt bucket.
I'm really interested in this conversation because I'm about 60% of the way through it at the
But you
moment.
refuse to do an effort. She keeps.
Are you
messaging
enjoying
us.
it?
No, but I also
Okay, yeah.
can't,
Okay.
I can't look away either.
You
Like,
said it's like a
Yeah.
car crash, didn't you? That's
it's
what
like
you were describing
watching.
it.
Yeah, it's like looking at a car crash. I just can't. Like, I'm like, surely, like
It
this has been
continues.
nominated for
The car
so
crash
many
continues.
prizes.
It
The
does.
whole way. The
I-
whole way.
Yeah, I found it became very repetitive at a certain point. Like I was like, really? This is the same scene I just read. It's just got a different composition, you know? So for that reason, it was really annoying because I felt like I was just, repeated.
Yeah.
So I think, there
Sorry,
was
sorry,
some
go ahead.
legitimate reasons why I didn't like it that don't just have to do with shock and awe or me not, liking this kind of content. It's more just like, I just didn't think it was a very good book.
Yeah.
To me, I personally didn't really enjoy the writing that much. Like some of the observations were really interesting, but generally I didn't enjoy the writing that much. And I think I got the same feeling. And I realized I had to Google the authors, but I had the same feeling with the Creation Lake by Rachel Kushner. And I feel like they're two white American women of the same generation. And I just, it's not that I reject all of that, those people's writing, but I also feel like there was something similar that
For sure.
vibe-wise that's just not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming from a very privileged place, All Fours. Like when you read All Fours, it's a person of extreme privilege, and I couldn't get away from that either. Like I found it very irritating. Like I understand there's a place for this experience, but I felt like if it was purporting to do things like, explore topics like menopause or perimenopause, for example, I kind of wanted it to be in a more significant way. Like there were things about it that I just felt were, I don't know, shallow.
Missed opportunities.
Shallow. Anyway, that's just
it's quite a ridiculous book, isn't it? Like everything that happens in it is ridiculous. And I do think that's intentional.
Yeah.
I don't know if I care.
Yeah, exactly.
But but I always can't look away from it either. I'm a bit like,
it's entertaining. I would give it that. Like,
it's so bizarre. So bizarre.
The only other book that I just finished it, and I have it here, so let's use it as a physical. So it's The Artist.
Okay,
good. I want to read.
I've just finished it, and actually, I really enjoyed it. I think it was really well written, but you can tell it's a debut. And I do feel there are some. Like sometimes I was reading and I felt empty reading it. Like I just felt she was telling me how to feel, and I didn't get like the full connection. I think by the end I was having it, but for most of the time I was just like reading and I felt just like a lot of words. That's without giving anything away. But generally, I like the idea and like all of it behind it.
Interesting. It's a lovely cover as well.
It is.
This cover. Okay. So just pop into the comments quickly. Jane's saying thank you for the hearts, I think there, Charlie. Hello. Jen loves books DNF'd Ministry of Time after about 20 pages. I do think you know pretty early on if it's not a you book, to be fair.
I think Ministry of Time as well is one that's hit, because obviously this week loads of other lists have come out, and it's hit quite a lot of lists, hasn't it? So
it has, yeah.
I'm trying to think what other, because I should look on our prize chat thing. But yeah,
Isn't
there's
it climate fiction prize?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
There's quite a few prizes it's been listed for this year.
I find it a bit bizarre. I mean, I really enjoy it. It's like a wild ride. I really enjoyed it, but did I think it did a good job? No. Like it just tried to do like 15 different things at once. So even the climate, I was really surprised on the climate fiction list because I feel like it barely acknowledged, like it's sort of like a subplot that it just passes through, and you're just like, oh yeah, cool, that's a nice intention, but it's not really a cli-fi like book.
No, agree. Completely agree. And I know we're not talking about the climate fiction awards, but Private Rights by Julia Armfield did not get shortlisted. And I don't know if anyone's read it yet, but that's such a good book. And like it is like front and center climate fiction.
Interesting.
So it annoys me. The Ministry
I
of
can't
Time.
wait to read that one because Jem sent that to me. So it's literally
It's very good. Very good. So yeah, I mean, I think the Ministry of Time is fine for what it is, but I'm not sure it's a prize-winning book.
Yeah, I agree.
We do have Ben loving All Fours.
There's lots of people that have loved it. Like Brian loved it, didn't he, as well?
The men.
I think it's going to be quite the men love.
Yeah, that's true actually.
I know, and I can't say that. I know other women who have loved it too. And one of my
Jen loves it. I think
my
Jen loves
very
it.
close friends loved it, and she and I are just we just every time it comes up, I'm like, we can't talk about this. I don't know.
I just think it's very Marmite. Like there's not really a middle stance with a book like this.
I guess a bit like Strout, I guess, because people feel like that about Strout, don't they, as well?
Yeah. Finished Birding, and I think I'm in the minority, but I loved it.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Finished and the Peep Show. Nice work.
What did you think of those two non-fiction? Oh, because I love hearing about the non-fiction ones. That's mostly what I'm reading.
The Peep Show I was interested in. I that sounds interesting, or sounded interesting when I.
Yeah, it's quite good. It's very page turner.
All Fours doesn't sound like it's for me. I feel like it sounds like it's trying too hard to be edgy and controversial. I feel like you've got a group of people who didn't like it, so it's not very fair. Fair grouping.
Gemma's going to finish it and come out and be like, I loved it.
She's going to be like the Miranda July
I didn't want to say anything. I felt ganged up on, but I loved it.
No, yeah, she's gonna.
No. To be honest, I'm after what you've said, I'm kind of thinking maybe I will just DNF it now. Like, if this is what it is,
let us influence you.
Or will we be buying you a Miranda July t-shirt? That is the question.
Like, I'm 200 pages. I'm over 200 pages in now, right? So I'm a good 2/3 of the way through.
Okay, yeah.
Like, it's not going to improve from here, is it?
No.
Like, there's nothing going to happen. Where I'm going to be like, this is what people are talking about.
No. As I said, it's quite repetitive.
I feel like that already. Like, she's having the same conversation with all of these different people, and it's like, and I don't care about the conversation. I'm like, mate, get your together.
I mean, if I was to be impartial, like I really honestly did like the first about 80 pages, and I did think the writing was pretty good, and I liked it. I was like, oh wow, I'm going to enjoy this Miranda July book. Shock of my life, because I really didn't like The Last Bad Man. So, but no, I don't know what happened after that. It just interest.
Oh dear.
We should open up.
It's the whole like artist with a capital A thing that I struggle with it so much. I struggle with that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a spoiler. She's got this job which is related to the arts, right?
Yeah.
But it's never really specified what she does, and
Well,
it just
she's
annoys me.
grant.
It's like, because you don't do anything. Like
She's
you don't do anything.
She's writing a book. She's gotten a grant, right? Like that's how she gets the money to go away. So she's got a grant for her to write a book.
Something.
Yeah, that's what it was. But I don't know what the art is exactly.
Ridiculous. Oh dear. Okay. Amelia asking if commenters can get invited next
We
year
should
after
do.
for a friend.
We're not ruling it out. Yeah.
All fours does sound like trash. Like trash I like to roll in. Actually, you have to read it out.
That's that. I love that so much. That
That's
comment.
such a good comment
Yeah,
because
such
it
a
is very highbrow, but it's true that it could very easily, like if slightly differently positioned, it could be like, you know, the trashy novel at the pharmacy. Like it's very borderline. And yet it's being touted as this literary, you know. Anyway, I'll stop. Stop. I'll stop. I won't say anything else. I'm going to censor myself now.
No, you don't need to
Amelia
censor.
is
You don't
agreeing
need
with
censoring at
Ben.
all.
Amelia's agreeing with Ben, I think, on all fours, which also makes me think I'm definitely not going to like it because I never like books that Amelia likes. So yeah. Interesting.
It will get
Okay.
you on, Amelia, and you'll be arguing with pitted against Jem. This is what happens.
I know. It would be quite interesting. Amelia and I literally are like bookish frenemies. Okay, we're gonna do the careless question. So we have asked both of our lovely guests to recommend us an underrated book written by a woman. So, Jess, what have you got for us?
Okay, well, I was trying to interpret what underrated meant. I'm a bit of an overthinker over here. But of course, I have to recommend a Canadian book.
Yeah.
And the book that I'm recommending was longlisted for the Giller Prize in 2023. It's called The Rooftop Garden by Menaka Raman Wilms. She was a journalist out of Toronto. And this is actually a political thriller and also characterized as it's climate themed. So it's about these two friends who grow up together, and she's a scientist, and he becomes more and more isolated, and he eventually becomes radicalized. So it goes back and forth between them playing as children at this rooftop garden, and then the present day where she knows something's wrong with him. He's sending her these weird messages, and he's in Berlin, and she decides to go to Berlin and try to save her friend from his suicide mission with this really radical right-wing group. That's like as much of a sort of sensationalized pitch as I could give about this book, but that is really what it's about. And I actually was really surprised at how good it was. So that's my recommendation.
Do you remember that one?
Like 194 people have read it on Goodreads. Like it's so if that's what underrated means.
What's
I
the
don't
surname
know.
again of the author? Sorry, I'm writing it down.
It's Menaka Raman Wilms. I'll just put it in the screen so you can.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know how easy it'll be for you all in the UK to get your hands on this one because, yeah, but it's very, very good. And I really enjoyed it. And I read it at the time and reviewed it on my channel.
I do remember you talking about it because I think Jolene might have talked about it as well.
Well, it was on the Giller Prize long list. So if anybody was doing stuff on the Giller Prize that year, they would have talked about it, I would think. But
yeah, so it surprises me that there's so few ratings for it. I think because, like, in my sphere, like I've seen several people talk about it, so I assume that.
You don't think it's underrated? Do you want me to? Because
that's not what she meant.
No, not at all. But you know, I think we're so insulated in our little corner of BookTube, and we're like, everyone must have heard of this. And then no one's heard of it, just like the 5 people that were.
Well, I had a grouping. To be fair, I had a grouping of books, and I was like, well, let me just go on and see which has the least number of people who've read it.
Yeah.
And I don't even like to say the words Goodreads because I've broken up with them, but I do sometimes go and search up things because that is helpful, and there's nowhere else to look for these things.
I like it. No, good rec. I had forgotten that it existed, to be fair. So that's a good show. I'm just seeing if it's available on Amazon here, but I don't
I
think
can't
it is.
see it on there. I've been trying to look.
So that will. Oh wait, no, I can see it on there.
I mean, surely with technology we can get books, can't we?
You would think.
Yeah, no, it is available on Amazon, but there's no Kindle edition.
No.
But it is available on audio.
It's
So-
not. It's also not very long. It's 200 pages, so it's also not a long read as well. And it.
I wonder if it's on. Do you want me to check everyone, Jem? That's like our
No,
duty.
that's great. Thank you, Jess. Camilla,
Camilla.
what do you have for us?
Well, I actually had written down a book and I looked it up quickly just to make sure I had the right author name and realized that he transitioned. So obviously not a book by a female author anymore. I still wanted to mention it. So it's The Map of Salt and Stars by Zain Jukadar. So he's a Syrian American author, and it talked about the sort of refugee journey. Very good. I feel like I've heard a couple people talk about it. There you go.
Oh, you got it. Well done.
So not underrated.
Well, I haven't read it.
I had not heard
It's
of
very good. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
And we follow a little girl as she sort of goes through like escaping from Syria and then the journey to finding family and where to resettle basically in the forced migration. So very, very good. But the female recommendation I'm going to have is actually a book that I read earlier this year, and it's by Canadian author as well. Well, yeah. By Vietnamese-born Canadian author. So it's Kim Thuy. And this has been translated in English by, I think it's Shayla Fishman. So I read many of her books. They're very short, very powerful. And my favorite one is M, so it's EM by Kim Thuy.
I've heard of this.
And it's just, again, it talks about, it sort of reminded me a little bit of Homegoing and the fact that it's generational. And we follow people in Vietnam and then sort of their descendants, like all the way into like their refugee journey into other countries, including Canada, but then also like their way back into rediscovering their home. And yeah, very, very beautiful. And just an author I recommend generally. And outside Canada, I don't think she's known very much. So yeah.
Oh, cool. That sounds really good.
Excellent. I'm just trying to work out where we were on the comments.
We've got some hellos and some other ones. I don't know.
Did we do that one?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Finished birding, enjoyed it. Worried at first.
Birding, though.
Felt like stream of consciousness, but in third person. That's interesting. Like the twists and secrets revealed in the artist and the atmosphere. That sounds good. I actually picked that up on a Kindle deal the other day, so I'll be heading to that one once I've finished all fours.
Jem's Kindle of Dreams.
You'll be going up, so that's good. It'll be.
I don't think I can go much lower than all fours, to be fair. Unless I picked up like Ice Planet by Barbarians #2, that could.
But does that mean that all fours is like what was the one about the dolphin?
Pod. Are you going to say the pod?
I think it is.
Oh, that's not good.
Everyone always every year now wants to know what the pod book is. This is going to literally haunt us, even when we're
just so iconic.
Ben saying he thinks that the main problem is that All Fours has been touted as relatable, but it's a nutty few months in a privileged artist's life. Yeah, few months in a privileged artist's life. It should be on the front cover. Like I would not have picked it up if that had been explained to me. It might have been an advantage because I never expected to relate.
That's
Good point. People going for birding. Eric, I related to All Fours when the narrator initially said you can't see sense in exercising a body, which is just going to age and decay anyway.
Really.
Oh, dear.
That's what I meant, that there's some relatable and
Yes.
actual interesting observations, but then
Yeah,
yeah,
for
it was a bit wacky.
Yeah, there are some like odd bits, like
Mhm.
when she talks about her child in NICU, like that I can relate to, but then
Mhm.
and then she does something stupid, and I'm like I don't want to relate to you.
Mhm.
You're an awful human. Okay, so Ben seems to be the only one that hated birding. Everyone else seems to really like it. Some love for Ootlin. There was a good scene towards the end back at the motor.
Oh.
That sounds like a lie, Ben. Like that sounds like
Stop
a full-on
telling
lie.
Ben he's lying. He's
Oh dear. More
Get
love for
listening then.
Ootlin. Love for
Oh,
Nona.
I was about to say, I apologize to those of you watching if you hear him grinding on his bone. It's my way of keeping him from barking or squeaking. So, best of all.
You get Jem calling in a minute.
We love a bit of dog chaos. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do like the occasional same book, Amelia. Yeah. One day I'll be on. Don't worry, Brian. Being on time is overrated. Underrated book was The Psychology of Time Travel by Kate.
I
Mm,
like that.
I've heard. Did you not like that one?
No, I think there's some interesting bits, but generally, I think, well, maybe it just wasn't for me, but I just did not like
I have heard. I think that was on BookTube. Was it like a couple of years ago? I can't remember. I do remember there being some buzz around that book.
Yeah. Love for Map of Salt and Stars. Keep monitoring Kim Hui.
Yeah, great. Read it, Eric. I'm sure you'll like it.
I read M last year actually, and I think her work is too short for me.
It's sometimes can feel a bit expeditive, I guess, because it's so short. But I think she packs in so much. Like I get always very emotional with her book.
Yeah, there was a lot in it, but I think for me, I just felt overwhelmed with the amount of content in such a small page count. So it didn't quite. I prefer £1,000 page book over a pound book, not a 1,000-page book over a 100-page book. Do you know what I mean? So that's just my general vibe. Roz is even later than Brian. Gemma doesn't like all fours. I'm shocked. Okay, right. What's next?
Crispy.
Oh, crispy time. So, for those that don't know what we're talking about, we're going to ask our fabulous guests to tell us what flavour of crisps should exist that doesn't, and hopefully they're not going to come up with something horrifically disgusting.
Well, hopefully they are, because then you'll pull a funny face.
So, Camilla, we'll go with you first.
Okay. Well, I've been thinking about it because I sort of agree with like what other people have been saying. Like I feel like there's some really excellent one already. So, and also I feel like they keep coming out. The newer flavors are like insane. So I just feel like yeah. But to think of one, I feel like a garlic butter, like that sort of flavor would be, I'm sure would be really interesting. So yeah, that's my
I think that's solid. That's a solid answer.
Yeah.
We'll accept that.
We like a garlicky crisp.
Good. Jess, what have you got for us?
Well, I mean, I would have loved to have been able to ship you some crisps.
Yeah.
From over here in Canada, the sovereign nation. Canadian flavors of crisps, which we of course call chips, are pretty out there, I will say. And so I don't know but I also think there are some strange flavors in the UK. So, and I'm not familiar with all the flavors in the UK, but there is a flavor of chips here that is, I think, unique to Canada, which is called all dressed. The all dressed chips. Yes, I even have a sample.
all dressed.
So all dressed. First of all, this is a Canadian brand.
Oh, that's amazing packaging. I love that. Like,
and they're like thick ones, but all dressed literally means like everything from the soup pot, like everything, all the flavors all together.
It's nice.
Wow.
It's
I
great.
like it.
Canadians love
What
it.
do you mean, like all the flavors? Do you mean like?
I mean, all the flavors. Like on the front, they have onion, red pepper, and vinegar. I don't know. So, and I tried to look at the ingredients, but it's supposed to be all the flavors, all the flavors
It
together.
can't be all the flavors. Like, just
Well, I don't think it's all savory.
It's like all the spices.
All the spices. Like it's just
like it's kind of spicy crisp.
yeah.
I
But
like a spicy crisp.
But in terms of a flavor that might not exist, the other flavor by this brand that I really like is it's pepper and lime. So black pepper and lime. Yeah, it's really good. And then I was thinking, well, you could do a riff on that, like green onion and lemon. Like I really like the idea of citrus and
Yeah.
so the black pepper and lime chips that they make are crazy addictive. They're so good. And you
Very
can
good, yeah.
taste the lime and you can taste the black pepper. Like they're really well
That
done.
sounds nice.
So that's my
Jess, when you come over to the UK
I'll
next
bring
time,
them.
you have to bring the black pepper and lime because they
Squeeze all
sound.
the air out of them and pack them in the space. Hopefully they won't be crumbs by the time we get there.
I always bring crisp.
Fine, I'll just
Yeah,
mail you a box.
it's easy to bring in your backpack or something. I always have, you know how you have your cabin luggage and a personal item. My personal item the last few trips to Canada have been a bag of crisp. Which my husband's always laughing at me about that. Because there's a lot of flavors you can't get here. So it's just
Yeah, like do you guys have ketchup? Because that's the other one we're famous for. Ketchup.
There must be a ketchup. We've had
I think there has been, but it's not very popular, so you don't really see
like
it.
in Canada, it's iconic, like ketchup.
Like iconic. People love ketchup chips. I grew up on. I used to work in this cafe, and if I was having a bad day, my coworker would go out and get me a bag of ketchup.
Oh, that's nice.
To get me through.
We like people that do
comfort
things like
food.
It's my love language for a while. Like
Yes, I think we have had it, but I haven't seen them for a while.
yeah, quite a few years.
So I'm gonna go with extra salt for that. Extra salt. Citrus on Christmas salt. It does sound great.
so good. No, it's so it's so good. You won't understand it until you try it. I'm gonna send you a bag so you can share the
It does sound quite good.
That's really
I'm
good.
sure that you can get like not crisps, but we have like bags of like little mini poppadoms.
Mm,
And I'm sure there's a lime
I love poppadoms.
version of those somewhere.
Probably. Yeah, I'm sure it's an Asian influence. Like, yeah.
I've just seen what Ariane said. Oh, I'm gonna make it right.
Oh, this company does make a jalapeno, like straight jalapeno.
They
No
do.
pineapple, but just
Thumbs up, okay.
jalapeno. And they're very popular, but they're extremely spicy. I can't
I'll
really
make
eat
it
them. Yeah.
Yeah,
On a different note,
with the addition of pineapple. Like pineapple doesn't go in crisps either, Ariane. Like it doesn't go on pizza, it doesn't go in crisps. No.
He's just stirring the pot.
No pineapples on this channel. This is a pineapple free zone.
Pineapple free. Oh dear.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
There you go. We're just me and Gemma ketchup crisp oblivious.
Where can you get I don't know.
So Walker's is Lay's. Like Lay's
yeah,
and Walker's, they're the same brand. So that doesn't surprise me that they might have it in some maybe more of the bigger cities, probably.
Yeah. So question, over in Canada, is Lay's like the biggest, like the most well-known brand, would you say? No.
Not right now.
Not right now. We are only eating Canadian chips.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Brands only. As I mentioned, very Miss Vicky's.
Miss Vicky's, though, they will scratch your palate. They will scratch your mouth.
Oh yeah, they are a little bit scratchy, but we have a lot of chip brands actually in Canada. Yeah, we have our own potato farms in PEI. We don't need anybody else.
I feel like every year, Jen, when we do a new food, we're gonna have to get like promoters in and like to like give us the money to like advertise all their crisps or advertise all their food. Like this, we should get like this should be like a paid segment. Like
paid advertising. Oh dear, you might best look at on how realize all big supermarkets. It's not every shop sells there. Lime or lemon and something else. Fancy mimosa crisps.
That could be good.
Oh, Jack!
saying. What
That's
are you saying?
horrific. Well, I think it's made worse by the omelette as well. Like
I do love an omelette, but not with the.
I love an omelette, but like
Not with that.
no
Apple and how
Apple. Yeah, that's weird.
no.
apple jalapeno and eggs. Like, mate, sort yourself out, Jack. Sort yourself out.
Okay.
I've just fried strips of Philippine.
What?
What? Is that fish or something?
Zach, we need more explanation.
Yeah.
Get going,
Thanks, we need all the help we can get. You're busy over in the UK trying to get support.
Bye, Canadian friends.
I saw a really funny reel that was saying, who's going to tell him? Who's going to tell King Charles that Canada no longer is his? Who's going to tell him that it's been taken away?
Oh no! Oh dear. Right. Okay, guys. I think it is time for higher or lower.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, you're going to win. I'm terrible at this sort of thing.
Which
No one,
Canadian's gonna win?
no one could be worse than Brian. No one could be worse than Brian.
Oh, we love Brian. We love
I think I
Brian.
could be. I think it's possible. Let's not say never.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got this.
You can beat the
You've
record.
you guys. You've got this.
Maybe I'm gonna bosh it on purpose. You don't know.
Don't bosh it on purpose. We want to fight her. Don't give up.
Oh dear. Right, who's going first?
You choose.
All right, Jess, you're at the top, so you're going first.
Don't worry, Camilla. It'll just be a moment. Interval. Everybody, go get your drinks. Go get your.
Canto. I like Lord Canto.
That was a good one.
Oh, I've actually read this book.
Yeah, we
Me
do.
too.
Normally I don't.
Really?
No, I haven't.
Never heard of this book.
So, do you think Minaret by Layla Abu Layla has a higher or lower rating than 3.89?
I mean, I'm gonna say lower, but I might look stupid.
I would say lower
Are you
too.
ready?
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
lower too.
Bel Canto is very popular. Close. though.
Look at that. Look, cooking with gas.
Yeah, you get fireworks. You got a
I
point.
don't know this one either.
You've got a point, Jess.
Yay! I'm not the worst. Will be the worst. This one I've not heard of either. The Mermaid.
This was
and
listed.
Oh, yeah,
when
I've
was
read this.
listed? A little while ago, not too long ago.
I feel like now. Am I supposed to tell you whether it's higher or lower than Minaret?
Yes.
Oh.
I can't remember. I feel like I know this, but I don't know.
I'm gonna say lower just because the odds. This might be it for me. As I said, just a brief moment.
I don't know actually. Oh,
Oh, that's
Wow.
just
Look at that.
you've got 2 points.
It's going well. It's going well.
Oh, you could be there for a winner, Jess.
You act like you don't know anything. No, I'm just
Good more fire. Oh, Andrea Levy. We love Andrea Levy's writing.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna say
So
higher.
Is she? You're going higher than 3.46?
Yeah, that might be it for me. But
Yay!
Yeah, you're right. Look at you.
got 3
Smashing it.
points.
You're acing this.
Got
I don't
3
even know
points.
I don't even know the books. It's 100% luck and encouragement. Did you know that like 50% of performance is encouragement by others? And did you see how I
Right.
did that? I was like, I
That
saw.
sounds like a real teacher thing to say there, Jess.
You can say nice things to us. We don't mind.
Okay, this one I don't know either.
Who's the
but-
author? I can't see the author on the gem.
Okay, shush,
Deborah
shush, shush.
Adelaide.
I'm busy. I'm
Adelaide.
doing a really important thing right now. I think I'm going to say lower just because 3.76 is high.
Okay.
Me, please.
Ooh, one more, Jess, and you'll have
Wait.
completed.
This
higher
is
or lower.
amazing.
Wow. Oh,
Am I the highest?
Oh, this is
person?
tricky.
No. Camilla, you can do it. Camilla, I believe in you.
No, we
Oh,
believe
I
in you.
finished.
I thought I was finished.
No, you're
I've
screwed.
read Ghost Wall, and I'm going to say higher. I thought Ghost Wall was fantastic. If I'm wrong, I don't care because I loved it.
Yes.
Oh my god. Good job.
Wow.
Like 4 points, I think.
I
She
think
was
it's
on
only
it.
because I've read the bookends. Camilla, shush, shush, shush.
I think
I'm-
Dem, she's the first guest to get all 5 points, I think, isn't she?
Wow.
I
That is
believe.
impressive work,
Really? Oh my
I
gosh.
believe.
Something
I
wrong
think
with
so.
that.
yes. I don't know what that says about all our
I
other
think
guests.
it's just because
no.
it's just because I've read the 2 bookended books, I think, and maybe that's why.
No, that's amazing. No, you did know. It's pure talent.
You're underselling
Right.
yourself.
Camilla.
I,
Well, it can
Can
only
you-
be lower, so
Yeah,
Can
I'm sorry,
you-
Camilla. The odds aren't looking good, are they?
Can you match?
okay, I have read this one. Okay.
Ooh.
I've never heard of this one. What's the name? Catherine?
Yeah.
Christine Dwyer Hickey.
Oh, yeah, I have
Okay.
heard of the author.
That totally helped me. Okay.
I've heard of
Let's
not heard of the book.
I would go with lower.
Ooh.
Lower.
Let's see if I immediately lose.
Oh, she's still
1
in
point.
the
Ding, 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 ding.
game.
This
Okay,
is
the
hard.
way
I've not
things
heard of this
for
one.
me,
I feel like I'm getting a
Rookie.
harder one.
Yeah, this does look hard.
I'll go with lower again.
Ooh. So close yet so far.
I mean, I was only going by the vibes of the covers.
That's all you can
It's
really
definitely
go
downhill.
you definitely had a harder round.
for.
I probably would have gone lower too, actually, to be fair, Camilla. So.
No,
Yeah,
I
I would have as well. I've not heard of this book, the way things look to
Oh,
me.
Camilla Shamsi. We've got Camilla Shamsi there.
Oh yeah.
So, what would you go for, Camilla? Higher or lower?
Obviously, you
on
can't get real
Bird
points,
Challenge.
but you still want to guess.
Yeah.
You want to guess.
Let's see if I can go even worse, dig myself worse. I will go with. I mean, I want to say it would be higher, but better books sometimes get lower reviews, so that's the problem.
Yes.
I'll go with higher, just for.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
you would've
I
got
do
points
love
for
that
this,
cover
points
as well.
for you.
It's gorgeous.
Oh,
I think
okay.
we've had this one. I think was this on last week. It doesn't matter anyway, because they might not know.
But I couldn't be bothered to go and change it.
That's
So,
fine.
Camilla, if you took note of all of the scores from last week, then you'll
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I did not watch last week, unfortunately. I'll go with lower than 4.
Yeah.
Yes. And the
Ooh.
last one.
Oh, I'll go with higher.
Ooh.
Oh,
Well done.
see,
You only
it's
had
not
that
one,
for
is
rookie.
it?
Nothing wrong. I mean,
You only had one wrong.
only had
But
one wrong.
That
Really,
was
yeah.
fun. That was fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
It still only counts as 1 point, but like we
It's
still give
fine.
you all the luck.
I feel like that represents me, so it's okay.
I feel like that's just a luck thing. That's not. There's no way skill is involved in that. I don't. Well,
No, no, Jess, it's all
Yeah.
skill.
It's all up. All up.
yes.
Brian saying just the literal opposite of me. Yes, indeed. Oh dear. Oh, there's talk of Tato. What is Tato?
Oh, Tato's
it
good. It's Irish.
Irish.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing out.
Okay.
What is this? Irish dairy milk Carmelo. People are introducing me to all these foods I didn't even know
I'm
existed.
just hungry.
Oh yeah, so now we've got doing a Brian, which is where you get none right, and you've got doing a Jess, which is getting all of it right.
Sorry, Brian.
I will always be on Brian's side. Poor Brian.
I loved Ghost Wall. Yeah, I thought it was wild ride, but I loved it. Yeah.
I do have that one on my shelf.
Writing.
Wow,
I
to read.
have another book of hers that I've been meaning to read that was set in the pandemic, where it's like
Oh, The Fell.
I
I
mean,
think I've got
yeah,
that
the
one.
feel like she goes on a walk and she breaks her.
Yeah.
leg or
Her
something.
memoir's only just come out recently, and I read that. That was extremely brutal.
Mm.
Yeah, I really want to read more of her.
Yeah, that was it's very, very beautifully written though. But yeah.
Okay, so we have some questions for you guys from our last plod guests. So Ange has asked if you so this was sort of with James in mind. If you could read a book from the perspective of a secondary character in a book, like James is obviously from Jim's perspective, what character and what book would it be? That's the question.
That's such a good question.
And everyone in the plodder, all you plodders can answer as well. So if you feel
Well,
free to answer in the comments.
So I knew that there would be questions, and I went back and I watched, and I
So you're
That is
prepared.
not taking me off guard at all. I have spent some time.
Okay, right.
Fine.
Jesse, you go first then.
So I'll go first, so you can have the moment.
Okay.
So this was really difficult because initially I was like, oh, I want to know Heathcliff's backstory. And then I was discussing it with my daughter. You guys know that sometimes I do that. And she's like, you can't say Heathcliff. First of all, he's main character. Secondly, the whole point of Wuthering Heights is we don't know anything about his background. And I was like, you're right. And so my choice would be, I don't know if you've read The Goldfinch, anybody, but there's a sidekick character to the main character. His name is Boris.
Yeah.
He's a Russian kid. And I think it would be really interesting to, I don't know, have a version of The Goldfish written from Boris's point of view. So he's like the main character, Theo's best friend, and he's this very street savvy, funny, charming Russian who has no problems, like, of course, stereotypical stealing, lying, getting involved with criminals. He's bad news from the start kind of thing. So I think it might be kind of fun. That's the best I can do. Yeah.
Like it. I like
That's
it.
a good answer. I was just going through some books, like some of my top books on the Storygraph, and I came upon like some Donna Tartt, and I was like, oh, I think that would be interesting. So you just said that.
Or even someone from her other book. Like there's characters in her books that that could have a totally different way of viewing the story.
I agree. And going through that, I've recently actually really loved the Caleb Azuman Nelson books, and like his view obviously on some of the the vulnerability of his male characters are very interesting. But sometimes, like, obviously, I would love maybe to get the female perspective. So I think getting it from the other side would also be really, really interesting.
Really
Even
good.
one of them, like his mother. I won't say what happens, but anyway, I feel like even getting her perspective would be.
Yeah, that's a really good answer.
Yeah, or even the girlfriend in Open Water, it would be really
cool. Exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking the girlfriend in Open Water would be really interesting.
Yeah.
I think a lot of his side characters would work for like.
Yeah. I haven't read it.
It's told in. Is it told in second person?
Yeah.
The first one, yes. The second one's torn. Is a third person.
But you're completely like in his mind, aren't you? You're not anywhere else. So I think that would work really well, actually.
We love you, Glenda, by the way. Side note. I'm going to give you some hearts, Glenda.
Brian would also pick Brian. So
that's amazing. Psychic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Not loving the fell.
Dill
from To Kill a Mockingbird would be a great one, actually.
Oh God! Come on, that's silly.
Hello, Glenda. Donna Tartt should do an Elizabeth Strout.
Yes, yeah.
Except if all her books are like this big, then it's a bit.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it could take a while. She takes quite a while to write her books, doesn't she, Donna Tartt?
I think we're due another one. Like it's been like 10 years on it.
maybe
I haven't
that's
read any
maybe
Donna
that's really what I'm trying to say is like I just want her to, I don't know, write something else.
Try another one.
Yeah, I'm ready.
And everyone's saying we're due a Sarah Waters as well, aren't we? But is there actually a date for that now for Sarah Waters? Because people have been saying about that, and then there was like whispers, wasn't there?
Okay.
I don't know.
We shall see.
Okay, so the next question was from Kerry, and it was, if you could transfer a character into your real life, who would it be? So we'll go with Jess again first, since she's come uber prepared.
Yeah. So I hosted a read along for the Moonstone on my channel, and I think anybody who has read the Moonstone, well, there was consensus, at least in the group, that Gabriel Betteridge is sort of one of the most wonderful characters in the book. And if I could have Gabriel Betteridge in my life, I would love to have a Gabriel Betteridge in my life. He is like the house sort of steward. I think he's this very like elderly gentleman. It's set in the Victorian period, and he has a lot of views that were the views of the time, but he's also sort of a little bit progressive in a way, because he very much views other people in the household, particularly the women, like for their own personal character traits and their sees them as human and for themselves. And he carries around this copy of Robinson Crusoe, and it's like he's constantly referring to Robinson Crusoe whenever he gets stressed.
That literally always made me laugh so much.
And he like reads it, and he's a wonderful character, and he just seems like a very gentle, caring soul, and that's communicated really well. And I would love to have him around, really around my apartment, hanging out, sitting in the chair, reading his Robinson Crusoe would be nice.
Oh, love that. Love that. I haven't read that book in years. I feel like I need to go back and reread it now, because I have no idea who that character is.
He's such a good character. Ezra Jennings is another character in that book that I really loved, which could be like a side character that you could say, oh, I'd like to hear more. I wanted to hear more from him. But anyway, I'll let Camilla go because I don't want
to. Yeah, it's really difficult. I feel like for me, if there was a character that I want to have in my life, I feel like it would have to be like one of these strong women that's like super supportive of other women, like to have as a friend. I think that would be really nice.
Like Katniss.
What?
Katniss Everdeen.
I was like, oh, I was thinking Katniss, because if we go to war, anyway.
I feel like
she's in her district.
Don't you want a Katniss Everdeen? That was my second option.
We've got a Katniss Everdeen in the form of Jem. Jem is like, to me, Jem is like a book tube version of Katniss.
I'm sorry. I keep going. I'm sorry.
I was gonna go for more Canadian and go the Anne of Green Gables. For me, is like the ultimate.
And
like.
Shirley.
Like enamored with life and positive, and she just takes her friendship so seriously, and I don't know, there's something so heartwarming about her that
that's a great answer. We love.
I tell you what,
she's a firecracker too. She's like a firecracker too, and
exactly.
She doesn't take any crap from anybody. Like,
I think I would have also needed that as a friend, as a when I was younger, as a friend.
Yeah.
I would choose Muddy from Small Joys, which is a book I loved by Elvin James Mensah. I just loved, like, he's like a bird watcher. He's like the most loving friend. I just love him so much, and I will always like, he's like my favorite book character.
Oh, that's so sweet.
What's the book, Charlie?
It's Small Joys by Elvin James Mensah. And Elvin James Mensah's side note is just so lovely, because when The Traitors was on, I was like messaging him, and he was so sweet. So that's a whole other side note, but yeah, he's really lovely.
Yes. I love the way you all pick humans. I wouldn't pick a human. I'd pick Enzo from Racing in the Rain.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to actually talk to anyone.
I'm sure Alice would have said that. Alice loved Enzo, didn't she? I'm sure that was a thing.
Such a good book.
What's the Sigrid Nunez book? The one about the woman who takes her friend's dog. Sorry, I've forgotten the name of it. I haven't read it, so I felt like I couldn't say the dog character in that book. But yeah, that'd be another dog character. Yeah. I think it's It's something, The Friend. I think it's just called The Friend by Sigrid Nunez.
Okay. Yeah. No, I
Yeah, it's
haven't
about a woman who takes like her friend's dog when her friend can't take care of the dog anymore, and they develop this bond.
Mm.
As long as they don't, I hate it when you have a book where they kill their dog. Like if that's like that's almost like gonna take a star or two off. If you
Yeah.
kill it,
Well, I mean, I just read Parable of the Sower, and she kills the dog in the
Nice,
very
then
early
that's
part
nice.
of in very early part of the book. But it's still a really, really good book,
Nice.
Charlie.
no, you
Oh.
can't. If you
Still
kill a
an
dog, that's it.
excellent book.
No, it's not gonna happen.
It's such a good book. But I was shocked when she killed the dog, though. I will admit.
There's a book that everybody else loved. I don't know if I can even spoil it though, but it's not really matter. There was a book that went around that everybody really loved. Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. What was that book? I'm gonna try and find the name of it.
With a dog.
There was a dog that died at the end of it, and it really annoyed me. It was a really popular book, and everyone loved the book. And I was like, if you kill the dog, then that's it.
Yeah.
Book gone down.
Oh dear. Pam saying, assuming that everyone was just hoping regarding Sarah's Waters book. 10 years for Donna Tartt.
Mm.
Yes. I haven't read any of her stuff though, so I feel like I need to crack on.
Well, you have time.
And also, they're thick, just up your alley, right? Goldfinch.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
She definitely does not do concise. So
Very immersive. World building. Yes.
The Secret History is just like a book full of like assholes, isn't it? Basically.
Oh,
so, like,
5 chips of
very
jalapeno,
miserable.
not Filipino.
Oh, that makes
yeah,
more
that
sense.
makes sense. That makes sense, Zach.
I was like, oh, what has happened? Yeah. Oh, dear. A lot of it hasn't aged well, but did give Robinson Crusoe 5 stars. I haven't read.
I haven't. I thought about reading it when we read The Moonstone. I was like, oh, maybe I should read Robinson Crusoe. And
It
then
traumatized me as a child.
I was like, yeah, I don't really want to read it. I don't know.
I read it as a child and it traumatized me.
Yay.
Oh, such a good shout. The Disreputable Dog from L'Oreal. I don't know. You guys don't read a lot of fantasy, do
I don't know
you?
what that is.
No.
So it's a Garth Nix fantasy series, and yeah, just excellent animal sidekick.
Hi, Gareth.
And is a lovely choice. Hi, Gareth. Parable of the Sower is harrowing. Full stop. I really am excited to read it.
Yes. Actually, but Parable of the Sower also is hopeful. I'm sorry, but it's also hopeful. Like, yeah, it's difficult, but it's also hopeful. So that's not the whole of it. It's not all death. It's not all despair. Anyway.
Now we're gonna have to
started.
Oh yes, Gareth. I'll message you later. I really do need to read that book. Yes.
What? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too.
I don't know if I would start with The Secret History. I would start with The Goldfinch, honestly. I would prefer it to The Secret History. But anyway, your choice.
Really?
I feel like if you you have to work your way up to Goldfinch though, because I feel if you start with Goldfinch, everything's downhill from there.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me. I started with The Goldfinch and then I read The Secret History and I was like, meh.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't she have another one as well?
I've seen it, but I haven't read it.
I read it last year.
Was it not good?
No.
It's the worst for me.
Yeah.
Interesting. The dog in Wuthering Heights is saved by Nellie Dean. Jack has just reread Wuthering Heights.
I've forgotten the dog subplot.
I didn't realize. I remember there was a dog.
Okay, there's some debate over whether the dog dies.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I mean, it is very good. It is very good.
Oh, White Fang by Jack London was a 5-star book, but absolutely full of terrible things happening to dogs. Yeah, I watched the film with Harrison Ford. Did anyone watch that?
Yeah.
Excellent. I really love that film. It was really well done. Anyway, we're not here to talk about films and White Fang and things. So I asked both of you if you could come with a question for our next plod guests. What did you come up with? Camilla?
Do you want to go first, Jess, or shall I?
I don't mind.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Okay, so I struggle a little bit. For people who know me and watch my channel, you all know that I'm a teacher. And we have some issues in education for sure. And one of the things that comes up a lot is I'll ask my students when I first meet them to tell me what their 3 favorite books are. And often I'll have comments like, I hate reading. Reading is stupid. It's a waste of time. I don't read. So my question for your next guest is, if you are in a situation where you're interacting with someone who despises reading, what would you recommend to them to change their minds?
Ooh, I love that question.
That's a good one. And
That
it
is-
feels like your question's also a little bit open-ended, like, because it's
it
not
could
just
be
books.
really.
Maybe it's also like something to look into, or like a change of habit, or like it's not
I mean,
just
I would like them to recommend a book. I think, yeah, I think I do think the question says recommend a book, but I guess you could tell people to read something, preferably not something on the internet, maybe a magazine, or like, but it could be like, for example, I mean, I don't want to put answers into people's mouths, but it could be like a graphic novel, for example, because that's often what I'll do. Like I'll suggest a graphic novel,
Or picture bits, like for picture this.
like something that will give you like a gateway to further reading. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I feel like also if you loved a movie and it was based on a book, like maybe
Yes,
that's the book.
that's a good idea too. Yeah,
Mhm.
or nonfiction too. Like a lot of people talk about like they prefer nonfiction. So if there's something that someone's really interested in, sometimes if I have it, I mean, these are answers that the guests might want to give, but like if you ask a student what they're in, where their interest lies, and you can recommend like a nonfiction book that they'd be. Anyway.
It's anything to, or audiobooks, like anything to kind of like get that spark back, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you could get an audiobook by an act, like so often you
An
can
actor that they like. Yeah, for
If
sure.
there's an audiobook narrated by an actor you love, like they love,
Yeah.
that would be like a way in, wouldn't it? It's gateways, all little gateways.
Anything that will encourage.
That we're answering it now for whoever the guest is.
Anything at all.
Okay, Camilla, what did you come up with?
I went with more, and the question I thought about was more, I guess, prize orientated.
Yes.
So I was thinking, if there was a particular year of the Women's Prize that they really enjoyed, and maybe not just from maybe their favorite winner, but like if there's a long list from a certain year that they really loved, or what's their favorite one?
I definitely preferred last year's long list to this year's long list.
For fiction, yeah, me too.
My favorite year was the year that Piranesi won. It's not specifically because Piranesi won, because actually that wasn't my favorite book specifically from that shortlist. But that whole long list, I love that long list.
I think that was the year just before I started following the prize. And yeah, I sort of keep wanting to go back to look at long lists and stuff, because actually you find such gems, and
there's some we've had some good years, haven't we? And like the year Careless was listed, that was another, like obviously
that was a good year. Yeah, it was.
That was a really
year.
Wasn't Careless the same year as Piranesi?
That may have been actually.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'm googling in my head.
Oh, I thought
no, because I remember I read the long list for when Careless came out, and I think Piranesi was a year before or something. Oops. Or 2 years before.
You might be right. Yeah.
Because Careless won the year that the Book of Foreign Emptiness won.
Piranesi won 2021, and so when was Careless listed? I think.
Yeah, it's probably 2022. I feel like the Book of Foreign Emptiness won that year.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, and I like that one as well. I know not everybody loved the Book of Foreign Emptiness, but I loved that book. That was my favorite.
I love that book too.
I did love it.
Canadian.
I need to read more Zeki. I feel like that wasn't the.
Zeki
that was 2022. Careless was 2022. You were right. Careless was 2022, and Piranesi was 2021. But those were both brilliant years for the prize.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I've just pulled up my spreadsheet with like all of the long lists on, and now I'm like, oh, what year was good?
It's a really good question. You're gonna get a lot of people.
Everyone says
it's a really good question.
Yeah, that is good. It was good. Right. Well, ladies, I think it's probably about time to wrap it up. So I will just mention that the next plod will be next Wednesday, 26th, on Charlie's channel, and it will be just Charlie and I. We will be reacting to the non-fiction shortlist.
And also chat with you all.
That's my birthday.
Oh, it's my mum's birthday. Yes,
Yay!
yes, that's my mum's birthday.
Yay.
Oh, happy birthday.
Wow. Happy birthday to your mum.
Well, that's the best date because, obviously, my mum's the loveliest person in the whole entire world. So clearly,
Oh,
if you're born,
I'm sure that's, I wouldn't want to
if
compete.
you're born
but
on
yeah,
that day, it says something nice, extra nice about you.
yeah. Thank you. It's an honor.
Oh dear. So that's when we will be back. So I just want to say a big thank you, obviously, to my lovely co-host Charlie, and an even bigger thank you to the lovely ladies Camilla and Jess for joining us today. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you, the two of you, for doing this. It's
Oh.
so much. It's so nice, and I've been following for a while, and I know Camilla was on last year, and it's my first time. I feel really honored that you asked me. So
We love you,
yeah,
Jess.
thank you so much. It's so much fun. Yeah.
Oh, so glad you've enjoyed it. So we will say, thank you, obviously, to everyone in the comments as well.
Bye, Podders.
Lovely, and we will see you guys next Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining. Bye, guys.